Hello everybody and welcome back to some more SCP on the Legit Weebs channel. Today, let's see, what's on the menu? Sarkicism? What even is that?
It's one of the groups of interest. It's the counterpart to the Church of the Broken God, which we're also going to look at.
What even is that? Oh man, alright. I do believe I also have the Hanged King up and ready. Which one do you recommend here first?
Well, the Hanged King is the longest video of the three videos, so that's up to you, I guess. But it'd be kind of makes sense to do the Church of the Broken God and Sarkicism together.
Okay, yeah. I guess we'll do those two videos together. Head into Containment Breach and then see what the Hanged King's about. Ready?
Okie dokie.
The flesh that hates. Oh.
And then if I say Sarkic SCP, you'll kind of know what I mean.
Oh.
I would say that the flesh that hates is a very Sarkic SCP.
Okay. Let's see here. Let me put it up on screen.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I gotta stream it to you as well.
Yes, yes.
Oop. Share. Boom. Okay, there we go. Right. Exploring the SCP Foundation. The Church of the Broken God.
The SCP universe is filled with countless anomalous objects, creatures, and phenomena, and it's only logical that there would also exist religions based around these strange and inexplicable concepts.
Yeah, like in SCP Overlord.
Religions are focused on the idea of one or more deities, and their role in the life and afterlife of humanity. The Church of the Broken God believes in a very different perspective. This video will provide a brief summary of the currently known information related to the Church, but due to the lack of canon within the SCP universe, much of this is subject to interpretation or change. To put it simply, the Church of the Broken God believes that their deity, an entity known as Meccan, has been disassembled, shattered, or otherwise broken. Their goal, and the focus of their centuries of effort, is
Broken God, I see.
Using a number of anomalous technological objects. To explain what happened to Meccan and why they wish to rebuild him,
so
we have to look back to their beliefs.
You're saying that they believe in a giant mecha.
In the beginning, there were two gods. Meccan, the god of metal, machines, and intelligence, and Yaldabaoth, the goddess of flesh and animal instinct. It is said that Yaldabaoth is responsible for creating mankind, giving them their form and their instincts, but Meccan is responsible for giving us our intellect. In time, humanity progressed, creating continually greater.
I don't know if humanity progressed or regressed Meccan. I'm sorry.
This pleased Meccan, but greatly upset Yaldabaoth, as humanity was discarding their basic animal instincts.
Don't worry, Yaldabaoth. The animal instincts are still here. On Twitter.
We're watching the video on the Church of the Broken God.
Knowing that a continual battle between two gods would
we'll watch this and Sarkicism or whatever that is. Yeah.
In order to use it as a great
before heading into Containment Breach.
Meccan's body encased Yaldabaoth, silencing both deities. Pieces of Meccan's body scattered across Earth, and fragments of Yaldabaoth began to trickle out of the cage. The followers of Meccan began spreading their religion and set out to gather what pieces of Meccan that they could find. They had two primary goals. One was to reform Meccan, the Broken God.
There's a handful of SCPs that people hypothesize could be parts of the Broken God.
Known as Sarkics. Sarkics deserve their own video to cover their history, which is even more muddled than the Church of the Broken God.
We will be watching that.
They believe in the alteration of their human forms to achieve godhood.
I wonder how long you'll last.
Ritual cannibalism, and the worshipping of disease.
The innuendo's already started.
The distinctions between the two cults are obvious, with the Mechanites believing they need to cast off their
Mechanites?
technology
Bro,
to achieve perfection.
I love playing Mechanites in
Sarkics
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Believe in the opposite, that humanity and the Earth need to embrace their basic human nature, eschewing objective morality.
So they both believe in just a different god, but they still have the same kind of narrative,
and they
I
primarily
guess.
hope to achieve this using SCP-610, known as the Red Death, or the Flesh
Oh, the Flesh That Hates. Yeah, we have that video.
SCP-610 is a highly contagious
Yo,
disease
Kukichi, welcome to
and
stream.
takes over its host, forcing the host to spread the disease as much as possible. 610 will infect any living organism nearby, and also will continue to spread fleshy growths in order to create an area hospitable.
Oh, I think I saw Mark.
Common among
Left unchecked,
SCPs.
610 would easily spread across
I think I saw
planet.
Mark play a video
The
game
SCP
about this or
Foundation,
something.
The Church of the Broken God.
It's
and
like
other
the Flesh That Hates
organizations
just
have managed to
kept
keep it contained so far.
enveloping an area.
Before the Foundation, however, it was left to just the followers of Mecca.
There's
to
lots
oppose
of
the Sarkics.
SCP games.
And
I don't
this
know all of
opposition
them.
most notably culminated in the War of the Flesh in the Late Bronze Age, and centered around the regions of Greece.
This is why Flesh is weak.
The Sarkics fought by transforming themselves into abominable
We've already
monsters
proven this in
with
Soma.
tremendous flesh beasts, as well as spreading disease and infection across the land, primarily the Red Death. The Mechanites fought by augmenting
thankfully
their
they
bodies
use a
with metal
color that doesn't trigger
technology
Kiwi.
and crafted weapons capable of widespread destruction. They also made great walking titans.
They made
piloted by
mechs.
6 individuals, and with weapons capable of launching fire, or even warping reality nearby. One of these colossi is currently contained by the Foundation in disrepair, designated SCP-2406, and shows signs of damage from some sort of anomalous organism. The war between the two groups raged on for some time, although most details have been lost.
That looked pretty cool.
But both sides suffered massive losses throughout the war. Finally, the Mechanites managed to storm the final Sarkic stronghold.
Yeah,
in
the
Aegean,
Mechanites would like
a
Soma.
massive organism that they used as a temple.
Yeah, they would. Very
Knowing their
much so.
defeat was imminent, the priest residing there summoned the Red Death, and also performed a rite that would preserve the large organism so that it could be resurrected later. This organism is also contained by the Foundation, designated SCP-2095. With the Mechanites allied with the various Greek city-states, the war continued, but both sides soon became unable to sustain their efforts, and eventually both the Sarkics and Mechanites faded out of public view, and the world moved on.
Both of them became irrelevant. Rest in peace to their YouTube channels, man. Oh,
man. The followers of Meccan would eventually fade away, with the remnants forming into the organization we now know as the Church of the Broken God. The current Church of the Broken God is splintered into 3 main factions.
They definitely could have used a better logo designer.
For one another. The principal faction, known officially as the Broken Church, is led by an individual known as Robert Bumaro, and largely follow the same tenets of their forefathers. The Cogwork Orthodox Church adhere to a technological style in line with the Industrial Revolution, transforming their bodies using cogs, gears, and steam-powered machines. They believe in remaking themselves in the image of Meccan, and utilize mechanical mass production as a form of prayer.
What?
The Church of Maxwellism is on the other end of the spectrum, focused on modern computers, digital networks, and advanced cybernetics. They believe that humanity must be completely connected via a massive digital network, forming
the morphogenetic fields,
so that the combined will of mankind can restore their deity. There are currently a number of anomalous objects contained by the SCP Foundation that are believed to be parts of the Broken God. And likely a number that are not yet known to the Foundation. SCP-1139, known as the Broken Tongue or the Broken Voice.
Oh, so these are like
metallic block
the things that you said that are like maybe a part of the actual god, right?
And instead comprehend a new shared language. SCP-813, known as the Broken Eye, is a glass sphere that causes small slivers of glass to enter people's eyes.
Oh,
and it's believed that the sphere uses these shards to see through people's eyes in order to find the other missing sphere.
No,
SCP
thank you.
217, said to be the Broken God's blood, or ichor, is a virus that can affect all animal life, including humans, and converts their bodies into a form of organic metal. This converted material resembles metal.
It's the WoW,
leather,
literally.
Rubber, glass, wood, etc., but is still organic material.
I think to use the gamble command, you have to put a number of donuts afterwards. So, like, if you have 10 donuts, you could
willingly
put 10.
infected himself with the virus and has been fully converted.
I mean, I don't see why not, you know.
God,
might as well, if that's what you believe in.
Otherwise. But one of the most notable is SCP.
It's like to say, between the two, the Church of the Broken God, I would much rather deal with than the subjects. They seem much more, I don't know, you could communicate with them.
And also seem to telepathically
less
urge nearby individuals to bring metal to it so that it can grow larger.
Not that all of them aren't.
882 is said to be the heart of the Broken God. But one of the proposals for SCP-001...
Wait, is the command just not working? Give me a second. I think
How many
the
donuts
minimum
do
is
you
5,
have?
though.
If you use !my donuts, yeah, you'll see how many
like
you got.
that. It should show, unless if the bot is just not doing okay today. Oh yeah.
They have
also,
0.
I may have that many donuts simply because I use them to test out the stream redeems. I'm sure like the minimum is 5. Oh well,
Probably.
The rich just keep getting richer. Okay.
Shine a new light onto this concept. The event described occurred in Mexico in 1942, in which a number of members of the Church of the Broken God managed to bring together multiple anomalous objects, causing them to form into a massive mechanical entity. This entity ravaged across the country, consuming everything in sight in order to grow larger, and seemed to be actively seeking out other anomalous objects. Another SCP, number 2399, appeared to destroy the mechanical entity, carving out the Gulf of California in the process.
Oh, well, isn't that convenient?
Cleaned up the mess, leaving the inactive core at the bottom of the ocean. The supposed heart of the Broken God, SCP-882, was taken into containment.
For whatever reason, this one picture made me think of Howl's Moving Castle. I don't know why. But it's like some large mechanical object just moving in the distance with like a ruined town in the foreground, yeah.
Later interviews revealed that this heart was in fact manufactured by another organization, the Factory, and was not
Organization 13.
It seems that certain higher-ranking individuals in the church, primarily Robert Bumaro, who was not yet the leader, could not locate the heart of Meccan, and instead had one made, so that they could forcefully rebuild their god. This corrupted heart, 882, caused the entity to go mad, and the whereabouts of Meccan's actual heart are unknown, at least according to these documents. Finally, there's SCP-2217.
I like how they're like, fuck it, we'll just make our own god.
Island in Greece, meant to function as a form of workshop for the Broken God that will assist his followers in fighting the Sarkics and SCP-610. The Red Death. This is revered as a holy site by the Church of the Broken God, known as the Anvil, and it's likely the place where Meccan would finally be properly reassembled to fight the Second War of the Flesh. It's believed that a massive apocalyptic outbreak of SCP-610 will occur on December 31st, 2019, and the Foundation
Well, I know something that did happen during that year. That you could call it an outbreak of sorts. Surprisingly, it is something that also ends with 19. Anyways.
Are currently working with the Church, as well as the Horizon Initiative and the Global Occult Coalition in order to prevent or prepare for this event. So that's largely the
other
story
factions.
We know it, although there are documents that contradict certain elements of this video.
What are these RPG characters?
As the SCP universe has no canon, you're free to think what you want about the Church.
It's like RPG mixed with like steampunk.
Canon, however, then you can see how the Church of the Broken God, originally presented as a mysterious enemy of the Foundation that wished to recreate a powerful entity for unknown purposes, is now working with the Foundation. Well, it's completely up in the air exactly what will occur in the future in regards to this supposed war for the sake of the Earth. The mythology and conflicts between the Sarkics and the Church of the Broken God have certainly been one of the most interesting facets of the SCP universe.
Alright. Apart we are broken, but united we are God. Okay, well, that was fun.
Yeah.
Now let's see the other side of this.
Sarkicism.
Actually, wait, I want to read the comments a little. On December 30th... Well, I guess someone had the same idea. That which was sundered. Timing of the outbreak is a bit uncanny.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like that's going to be recurring in the comments nowadays.
This is Megatron's weirdest resurrection plot so far, true. Oh man. We can make a religion out of this. Yo, throwback to history of the entire world.
Yeah.
Oh. Just, I live by example. Ready. The other side.
Sarkicism.
Oh!
The nature of belief and faith is certainly a powerful one,
monster girl.
regardless of the concept of a deity or deities. But even just looking at the power, control, and influence that believers can possess. From the widespread influence of the Vatican to the utter control of a small cult leader, faith has been a prominent aspect of our species for thousands of years. We've already looked at one religion in the SCP universe, the Church of the Broken God, but now we'll discuss their counterpart, the Sarkic cults. Sarkicism is another very large topic within the SCP universe, and this would be a very long video if I tried to cover it all. So let's just try and get a good idea of what Sarkicism is.
Gamble does have a certain cooldown to it, so that people can't spam it in order to gain donuts at an alarming rate. I'd recommend doing some of the other things, like, personally, I think heist is probably the best way to gain donuts. You have the best chance there, along with slots. I think you can check out the documentation. We have like a link below that goes to our Streamlabs page. Alright.
And why it has its followers. Sark means flesh in ancient Greek, which summarizes the overall belief system of the Sarkites.
It just makes me think of Sark the YouTuber.
Diametrically opposed to the Church of the Broken God's theology based on technology. In fact, most Sarkites don't actually refer to themselves using the term Sarkic, as the term was an insult created by the Church of the
You can't, because the minimum amount that you can gamble with is 5 donuts, I believe. Or maybe 5 or 10.
Broken God's
no, because Cookie did it for 8.
That is not to
So
overemphasize
the
Sarkites'
5.
opinion of the Church, as it is believed that while the Church views the Sarkites as a sort of biblical foe, the Sarkites seem to view the Church as simply another obstacle. The Sarkic cults are generally divided into 2 different factions that operate in vastly different ways, but follow mostly the same set of beliefs. The proto-Sarkic cults are those found in small, isolated communities across Europe and Asia. These communities are usually poor, superstitious, technophobic, and generally hostile to any outsiders. The Neo-Sarkic cults, on the other hand, are found in much more urban environments and can be difficult to differentiate from other wealthy city dwellers. They are usually upper class, coming from affluent families, and with no apparent objections to technology
what do you guys believe in?
Life.
You guys just believe in flesh?
Both cults, however, believe that one of the main concepts of Sarkicism is that one can achieve apotheosis, that is, becoming a god. It's generally accepted that Grand Karcist Eon, the founder and prophet of the Sarkic cults, did become a god through some sort of interaction with the primordial goddess, Yaldabaoth. Proto-Sarkites believe that in time, Eon will eventually provide them with godhood, and Neo-Sarkites believe that it must be obtained through willpower, and they must one day usurp Eon. This will-to-power concept is prevalent in Neo-Sarkites, and a common proverb says to do as you will to whom you will, as desire is the measure of all things.
I don't think that's a very good thing.
Both cults believe in the idea of sacrifice, but here they differ greatly.
That's it. The Sarkics are much more unstable, I think is a good word for them.
And Neo-Sarkites...
like, this is kind of like the basis of a society that's like, oh yes, the strong can devour the weak, for the strong are strong. You know, we will not be governed by laws. Do what you will, as long as you have the power to do so, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we have seen several kinds of societies like this in different kind of media, so it kind of works. But it's also a very hostile environment towards pretty much themselves and everyone around them.
Yeah.
Instead, believe in the sacrifice of the many for the benefit of oneself.
Well,
belief in cycles of destruction and regeneration is paramount to the Sarkic faith. Both cults often practice ritual cannibalism, human sacrifice, the worship and spread of contagions, and bodily augmentation.
Well, that's nice.
Grand Karcist
Very good
Eon
things.
founded
Yes.
the Sarkic cults nearly 4,000 years ago, somewhere in western Siberia.
Everyone loves a bit of body
The
horror.
Sarkic timeline is muddy.
I
Given their
mean,
recent history.
As a Dorohedoro fan, I'm sure you'd know.
He was born to a Davite mother and a slave father, as the Davites referred to him as a half-breed.
Oof.
Eon was a slave for much of his youth.
They shouldn't let Twitter know that they called him that.
Possibly serving under an alchemist or priestess, until he led a slave revolt against the Davites. During this time, Eon demonstrated great power over organic flesh, both his own and others.
He was a flesh bender.
Examples of this include transforming his hand into some sort of wolf jaw, capable of ripping through a metal jail cell, forcing others to
That's
act
actually
against their will, such as causing
kind
men to
of
throw
like a cool
themselves on their
concept.
spears, and could also gift these powers and other physical augmentations onto his followers. During this revolt, Eon was aided by 4 disciples, known as the Clavigar in the Sarkic faith.
Like, kind of like,
go on to be essentially saints.
More normal-ish power would be like using your blood to create weapons or something like that. Well, you imagine you just morphing your body.
Believed by the Sarkites to be responsible for creating the universe, possibly through the process of giving birth to other gods, and then devouring them and exhaling the remains.
Pretty good concept for like a dark fantasy show.
Neo-Sarkites revere this god, but Proto-Sarkites seem to regard it as the enemy of all living things. Yaldabaoth is also joined by 6 other entities, known as Archons.
The Archons? What? Venti? Zhongli? What?
It's said that Eon endured 6
the primordial
given by
chaos
Archons.
I could just see them all having a meeting. I am Venti, Zhongli, Raiden, Cyno, and then just the flesh god.
Fleshy goddess, yeah.
Which allowed him to break free from the bondage of mortal limitations.
Oh, bondage.
In one text, Eon claims to have murdered Death herself and read the entrails of the Creator.
Okay.
Regardless of how Eon
Death herself, was Death hot?
His slave revolt conquered the Davites, forcing them to recede. And the Sarkites
is
built
Death an SCP,
cities,
by the way?
largely composed of organic material.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say probably, but I don't know.
Its golden age, spread across Eurasia, with their capital being the converted kingdom of Adatum. Their civilization eventually spread into the Mediterranean, establishing a foothold here and colonizing the various islands. It was here where they would encounter the real resistance, however, as the Mechanites, the precursors to the Church of the Broken God, would rise up against them alongside other civilizations. This
I'm just saying the Mechanites can't do much if you don't put 2 cars in the same column, man.
And 20 to 30 million casualties. The war ended with really no winners.
There's
as
two
the
that you can
Sarkic
think of.
Empire broke
Yeah, I
apart
figured
and
there
went
were
into
some.
hiding,
That seems like a very
leading to
SCP
division
thing.
in culture and theology.
I mean,
The Mechanites
they literally
dominated
have the
and eventually
embodiment of
became the
death in
Church of
League
the
of
Broken
Legends
God.
of all things, so
And the
I would hope
devastation led
SCP
to the
has one.
collapse of the Bronze
Yeah.
Age. Sarkicism would continue to live on in small
Like
communities throughout
8,000
Eurasia,
SCP currently.
and their belief systems would slowly differ. At this point, it's completely unknown what happened to Grand Carsus
small religious groups
and the
do.
Foundation is currently not even sure if he ever existed at all.
Nice.
Eventually, certain Sarkites would become intertwined with some noble courts, acting as advisors or court magicians, teaching the lords and ladies about alchemy, astrology, and the occult, while spreading belief in Sarkicism. These courts would become
yes,
great
I believe in my body.
practitioners of neo-Sarkicism that follow their own
I
interpretation
do believe
of the
that
religion.
it exists.
Both Proto-Sarkites and Neo-Sarkites would maintain their numbers through generations of inbreeding, avoiding genetic defects through Sarkic rituals. And Sarkites have shown vastly lower mortality rates compared to normal populations.
What? So, what kind of rituals they doing over there? They're just changing their genetic code?
Shit. Yeah.
Oh, what?
They like flesh. They fuck with their bodies. Literally and metaphorically.
What? I was about to say, right? Like, don't all people do that, Cerby? Oh,
yeah, but
no.
they do it with a little bit more body horror.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. I'm not gonna say it here, but I know a particular tag that these people would be very interested in.
Both groups also adhere to a strong belief in
worry.
secrecy.
Yeah, you should worry. I worry about anybody who enjoys that tag.
Unknown to the wide world. So, most Sarkites,
and for those of you who know what I'm talking about, don't type it out in chat. It should not be here on the stream.
The tag that cannot be named.
Yeah. All Sarkites are dangerous.
It's just, you know, body horror tag.
A village of inbreds that give out human flesh disguised as fruit that for some reason is safe to eat.
Don't search it up, don't look at it.
Grown from a tree
I'd rather you don't know, Cuckoo. Your life is better off not knowing.
Examples are few and far between, and we're left mostly with highly anomalous and dangerous entities. I would be doing many of these SCPs a disservice by only quickly summarizing them here instead of giving them their own videos, but I'll provide a few examples. SCP-2480 is one of the more notable ones, a dimensional anomaly located in a town in Massachusetts.
Of course, it's Massachusetts.
Monstrosities to bleed into our reality, either from another dimension or another timeline. The GOC and the Foundation are currently working together to contain the situation, but this is connected with another SCP located in Romania.
What's a GOC? A Global Occult Coalition?
Global Occult Coalition, yeah.
Okay.
Their goal is just destroy them all.
Well, I mean, in this case, we might as well work together because I don't think these are very nice SCPs. There's a death, aka SCP-2935, and what happens after death, SCP-2718. I see.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I have no idea what they are, but the question is, this is like a... I don't know what this is from, but if this is a SCP kind of drawing, what are these guys? Because they don't really look like MTF.
This may not be drawn for SCP. He'll use like other images. Like I know for the video on the Sarkana sect, he uses like pictures from Control or something.
Naruhodo.
SCP-2191. Here, a massive entity spread across hundreds of thousands of square kilometers of tunnels, believed to be a concubine of Grand Karcist Eon. This entity is fed liquefied human remains, provided to it by a species of mutated vampiric humans. It's also a
yeah, that's just a thing that happens, I suppose.
appeased by locals who provide human sacrifices to minimize seismic activity.
Oh, well, I think I should move out.
SCP-2133 is a proto-Sarkic commune in Russia, whose inhabitants are reincarnated whenever they die, possessing all of their past memories and appearance.
How?
They deposit their turnip harvests and any gangrenous limbs or tumorous growths in the church every evening. And the village is also filled with dark red tentacles that attack any outsiders entering the church.
It's just casually like, oh yeah, turnips, and then your body.
They're fleshy growth and tumors and they're turnips.
I swear, whenever we finally get to like stream Stardew Valley together, I'm going to name the very first stream "Turn Up for What," and you can't stop me.
Oh no!
Don't you know that famous song "Turn Up for What"?
Beneath the church is an expansive series of tunnels and caverns, where there seems to be thousands of entities growing in eggs, as well as a temple devoted to a Karcist.
Aliens.
There is possibly a strong connection between SCP-2133 and SCP-610, the flesh that hates. I've already made a video covering 610, which Sarkites refer to as the Red Death, and it's believed that this is the Sarkites' ultimate weapon in reshaping the world. Massive Sarkic organisms containing human DNA.
Why is it called that? Did they just like not like people? That's why they call the flesh that hates.
The war between the Sarkites and the Mechanites.
The flesh that hates is a virus that basically turns everything into fleshy monstrosities.
SCP-2095, but eventually was conquered during the war and died. SCP-2075 is a Karcist.
I was like, the flesh that hates.
But easily broke containment.
Probably a Twitter user.
Revealed that they had only captured one small aspect of itself, along with 2 of the security personnel assigned to the SCP. The doctor in charge was stabbed with an anomalous dagger, which seemed to transform him into a large amorphous mass of flesh and bone, which proceeded to kill 56
lots of fleshy blobs
personnel
in
before
Sarkic SCPs.
That kind of looks like bacon.
SCP-2510, an important anomaly related to both the Church of the Broken God and the Sarkic cults. 2510 is a larger machine, and part of it has been made into a trans-dimensional
yes,
gateway.
just casually. It's a trans-dimensional gateway.
Reported to have gone through the gateway in 1940 were said to have found a machine city. The gateway destination can be controlled, and the Foundation sent a team to multiple dimensions, all variations of Earth.
Probably.
Here to really go into detail, but
actually, I think the people who believe in that would be okay with being in that movie.
Humanity came to a climax. In one of them, parts of the Broken God were fashioned into an unimaginable weapon that wiped out every trace of life from the planet.
Yeah.
In others, the Sarkic
There's
forces
definitely SCPs for like all the popular creepypastas and just pop culture stuff.
In RuneScape, reality, however, humanity banded together.
RuneScape is an SCP because it's so addicting. Causes human beings to waste their time playing MMOs.
Because it's old and has terrible gameplay, and yet it still has too many players. Sorry to all the RuneScape fans. My brother's one of you.
I've already lost my brother to you guys. I'll never forgive you. Damn you, RuneScape.
So, this should have provided a good jumping off point to continue learning about Sarkicism.
A jumping off point? Are you saying that it's a pit?
In the majority of cases, it's very easy to look at the Sarkic cults.
I'd rather not then, sir.
Threats to humanity. And that seems to be the general consensus for most of the community.
I like how you made it sound like this was your orientation video to Sarkicism. You can continue on now on your path to becoming a Sarkic.
On your path to godhood. Yes.
Yeah.
Regardless, Sarkicism and its anomalies are a very interesting blend of religion, folklore, occultism, and body horror.
Well, jeez.
I do love me some body horror.
I mean, sure, like, body horror is cool. As a fan of dark fantasy myself, it's quite prevalent. But, yeah, I'd rather believe, if I had to choose, I'd rather believe in the other one. The Church of the Broken God. I think they look a lot cooler, not gonna lie. Yeah. And to his flock, Eon thus spoke. I have stepped beyond the flow of dreams, stood before the old ones within their own desolate domain. I have endured their intolerable force across countless eons. I have seen the infinite dead worlds murder death herself. I have read the entrails of our creator, beheld eternity unfurled, know that our paradise draws near, and with her own flesh shall we birth it? Thus spoke Gundam.
No, I haven't checked out SCP Orientation yet. I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch anything. I haven't even caught up on their Soma live stream yet.
Aww. Well, like, Eon...
lots of good stuff to watch, though.
I'd have to say that Eon looks and sounds very much like a Chuny. And he also kind of has Chuny powers. Like, he can bend his body in different ways. Like, yeah, that's cool. The first thing that he chooses to bend it into is like the head of a wolf in order to bite the chains. Yo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just imagine that the Sarkics...
Guys, he's becoming a Sarkic already.
The Sarkics are just the ultimate Chunies. Actually, no, wait.
A little too gross for that.
No, like the Church of the Broken God are also kind of Chunies, right? They just like attach themselves with mechanical arms and stuff. They're like, hell yeah, brother.
I think they're more Chuny, whereas Sarkics are more just gross.
The Sarkics are like your stereotypical gamers that never shower.
Yeah, just body like stink constantly.
Body stink. You new Sarkites are heretics who have merely adopted our ways and teachings. Neo Sarkites. Sorry, I don't speak poor. Oh, got him. I'd rather have mechanical augmentation over heretical chaos mutations. Thank you. Yeah, I agree with that comment. Imagine being some gross flesh creature. This meme was made by the Church of the Broken God. I won't go over all of them. Otherwise, this will be a long video. You assume I don't want to hear your voice for over an hour. Yeah, honestly, yeah, he does have a very good voice for like doing podcasts and stuff. That I will say.
He's got a couple that are over an hour, so.
Oh well. Who? Helsing's personal pet vampire, Alucard? Huh. Well, yeah. Oh, I mean, I guess they are kind of like Chuny. No, Onyx, no! How could you? Man. Fine. There's something wrong with you guys. I was just talking about Chunies, man. There's nothing to balk me about. But alright. We'll come back with the Hanged King in a bit. But now it's time for me to absolutely suck at Containment Breach. Oh god.
It's time for me to suck.
Yes, I have now joined the Sarkites and become a fleshy vampire. There's an SCP for Among Us? What?
Yeah.
I guess whatever is trending might get like a SCP.
That's the thing when you have a forum that basically anyone can input it, and if it's written well enough, it might just stick. And if something is already popular, like Among Us, then it's like, well, sure, it's gonna stick.
Alrighty. Game. So let me turn the stream alerts back up. Yep. Borderless window. Actually no. I think because like my problem when I'm playing the game is sometimes my mouse will just randomly go out of the screen. And
oh yeah.
It's gonna be a real problem if I run into something that I'm well, trying to run away from. Like, I'm sure there's more things that are gonna be chasing me around other than like Radical Larry and Peanut.
Shampoo.
Yeah, that's gonna be me in a minute here. Yeah, don't worry, Kokichi. I got you. I need to stream it to Cerby as well. Boop. A boop. It should be showing the game. Hello? Game? Ah! SCP Containment Breach has crashed.
Oh.
Oh, no. Well, that makes things very simple. Give me a second. Task manager, please help me out here. No, SCP's Containment Breach is covering the task manager. Well, how dare you?
Because how dare you try to force end me?
God damn it.
Technical difficulties.
You know what? Going full screen was the mistake.
You never go full screen.
It's too much power. Holy but Jesus. I can't get to the task manager to close this thing.
Wow. So how's your day going, chat? Anything exciting happen for you guys? Well, Xero struggles. Yeah. You wonder if there's a blue screen or technical difficulties SCP. Again, I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm sure there is one. Like, I would be surprised if there was not. I'm doing okay, Cuckoo. I had an exposure at work, so I had to go spend 3 hours at Concentra to get my blood drawn, so that wasn't fun. But otherwise, pretty okay. Is the root canal exciting? I guess it's exciting. I don't know if it's fun.
Have you watched Fear of the Cold? I don't know what that is, actually. Oh, guys! It finally crashed! Let's go! Right. Let me check there's no processes for Containment Breach still up. Okay, there we go. Fine, borderless window mode. Gosh.
A Minecraft potion. Yeah, I never personally was super into like all the SCPs that are like based off of games or other like fiction. But I can understand why they'd be popular.
Or respond to specific situations. I'd actually like to learn more about like the MTFs. They're usually what's featured in like the short films.
They're in a lot of the tales and like exploratory logs and things like that, which obviously is what like the short films base themselves off, those kinds of things.
I've heard there's like different units and stuff that specifically do different tasks, like the village idiots, the mole rats, hammer down, and the Ghostbusters. Nobody's made a short film about the Ghostbusters yet.
I
want to see them.
Exploring series has a video on the MTF. I don't actually know.
Of course, this is all just information I've retained from reading comment section, so.
It looks like some other channels have some MTF videos, but not Vulcan or Exploring series.
I think I'm injured.
You're injured.
Right, I swear to God.
Can you it to me again so I can see?
Oh. I think maybe streaming it to you was the reason why I died last time.
No.
There we go. Zoom.
And then it immediately dies. No, I'm kidding.
A radical layer just appears out of nowhere.
Oh.
Anyways, going that way, if I remember correctly, was... I have to go that way. Was where the teddy bear was.
Maybe he's left by now.
I hope so. Nobody likes teddy bears anyways.
That's right, we got dropped off here by Radical Larry.
Wait. Oh, well, I guess that's not an option.
So if we made it back, we could upgrade our keycard again.
Yeah, we could. The problem is making it back.
We don't know where we are.
And like Larry and Peanut are down here, so like...
I mean, they're everywhere.
I mean, can't they just stay in their own rooms? How's it so hard? Wait a minute.
The game is called Containment Breach.
Oh yeah, we've already seen this. This was the bell.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, so we did make it back then.
Yeah. Oh.
Do you really want to pick that up?
I mean, I don't know if I do. I might as well, right? What? Oh, what the shit?
Do you really want to pick it up, Xero?
I don't know. Will this screw over my save?
For the sake of your save, maybe not.
Oh, really? Holy shit, does it affect that too?
It's one of them that it kind of fucks with you in the long run.
Oh.
I can't remember if it'll actually kill you or not, which is why I'm hesitant to have you take it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You piece of shit. I hate you so much, Peanut.
I like how you're still watching him, even though he's not there anymore.
I mean, doesn't he go through doors? You know what?
He sure does.
Yeah. How? What am I supposed to do?
Peanut can't open doors.
Oh, really? He can't?
I don't think he can. He just eventually will, like, despawn and spawn somewhere else.
Okay, that's nice. Well, because, like, I thought that he could open doors because remember that one time where he snapped the other guy's neck? And then he was like behind like that glass case. Well, not case. It was like a glass panes.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Standing there staring at us.
Confused me.
And then the door opened.
Can he open doors? I didn't think he could in this one. I could be wrong.
SCP-173 can open doors. I see.
Because like I have seen, like you can close the door and you can wait and listen to him leave.
Wait. They assumed to be attacked by SCP-173? What? Why? I got attacked by Larry and then I got killed by Peanut?
I wonder if you just got out? Did you get out of the thing or were you still in his dimension? I didn't see.
I have no idea. But like
Peanut followed you into 106's dimension.
Peanut followed? What the? What do you two have against me?
Can he open doors, but he can also chase you across dimensions.
Peanut has some grudge, I tell you.
Yeah. He's a wild man.
Oh, man.
Have we gone this way?
Well, I guess we're not going to go that way.
Why did you just stand there?
I completely forgot about these things, my bad. Thought that if I stood
is that he just got out of the pocket dimension and spawned right with him.
Dude, I think that happened last stream as well because Chia commented on it.
Yeah. It's unfortunate timing.
Loading. What is this? What is happening to me?
You feel like something is following you.
That's fine. That's... Oh, Peanut!
Your peanut sense was tingling.
My peanut sense was tingling. Dude, can I just get the fuck out of here? What?
The peanut is on you.
What is...
He's aggressive today.
I didn't do anything to you, man. I use all my
Not
luck
today,
on gacha
sure
games,
doesn't.
I guess.
Yeah.
Right. Peanut, you're not here again, are you? It's random, right?
I mean, there are certain things that do spawn him in, like as like a scripted thing. But him being here, I don't know.
What does that sound?
I don't know how he got here with you. Yeah, someone redeemed Bonk and put Xero in Horty jail.
Hey, yo, bro. What's shaking, my dude? We are going the right way, right?
I don't know, man.
I don't like this sound. I'm very much not enjoying where I am. Is that a computer?
Oh, wow. We haven't shut off the door controls yet.
Fuck!
We're here a little premature.
Oh. I'm very used to doing things prematurely.
No.
Ah, man. That's a bad... Look, I'm used to bad signs already. Like, how much worse can this get?
Why is there a dead D-class here?
What
happened?
He was just chilling. Doesn't look like he was from the Radical Larry either.
Mm-mm.
Maybe he just died of natural causes.
I'm sure that happens a lot here.
Probably, yeah. Well, I love looping around.
Again.
Yep. Dude, I don't even think I'll even be able to beat the game, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we're mostly just playing it till we've experienced as much as we want to.
Peanut!
I think this must be a scripted Peanut. Because he always shows up when you open this door for the first time.
There's something wrong with you, man. You need to get help. This obsession over me isn't healthy for you.
Oh, we missed night fishing goggles. Rip.
Something is following me. Oh, back then. I'm so sad that I actually found like the computer that would help us. Are you? Oh, well, hey guys, I'm here in the reaction scene. Because I clicked out of the game. Well, yeah, this is just me in my room.
Come back, Xero. Come back.
I'm actually kind of glad that I went that far instead of actually going to the stop streaming button, because that would have been a disaster. Oh, man. So, yeah, it's time to die.
You left me here with Radical Larry.
Juke you! Peanut's gonna snap my neck when I get out of here. What do you want me to do? Game! Stop being so unbalanced.
Oh. We're at the bell again.
Oh.
Do you have a health kit? Nice. Wait, are you still here?
Oh!
He goes, no, you got out too quickly.
You need counseling.
Imagine 106 just sitting on a therapist couch.
He should, honestly, man. You know, maybe he does this to people because he needs to feel validated about himself. Because he's so ugly.
That why we have to break some dude's femur to contain him.
He gets rejected by all the women that he sees. Like within a 100-meter radius.
106's containment chamber, we could recontain him. That's something we can do.
Wait, really?
Mm-hmm. You just gotta break some dude's femur.
Break my own?
I mean, if you want to die.
Ah! I mean, dying is kind of cool. I've been doing that a lot this game.
A lot, yeah. Mostly by neck breaking.
Yeah. So, how have you guys been?
I already asked that question. You can't use that to stall anymore.
Okay, how's the weather where you guys are at? It's pretty good today for me. It's just morning.
It's entered in
Very
Washington
sunny.
into like that. It's chilly, but it's still kind of sunny, and it's perfect, and I love it.
That's nice. Yeah, it was nice. In addition to the decomposed appearance typical of SCP-106's victims, the body exhibits injuries that have not been observed before. Massive skull fracture, 3 broken ribs, fractured shoulder, and multiple heavy lacerations. 106 has it out for this one particular D-class. For whatever reason. Like, I want to get to the cool shit, man.
The cool shit.
Found the computer to get out, but I can't. I just can't.
Yeah, we've skipped over the area where you turn off the door controls completely.
Well, what am I supposed to do? This fucking Radical Larry put me here.
I know.
What's in here, by the way? Oh. $966. Don't know anything about that guy. He seems to be running free, which is great for me. Where does this go?
Take it and find out.
Back to the basement? Yeah. Are you shitting me?
It's a shame we don't have them night vision goggles. Maybe Byakuya will lend them to us.
Wait a minute, did I miss them? Or aren't they supposed to be in that room that I just passed? I completely forgot about that. God damn it.
That's what Kokichi said. I didn't see it. This is one of my favorite area. I love 049.
Well. Honestly, as I've been saying during the Soma streams, if you see no evil, hear no evil, evil doesn't exist.
Fuck it, we'll do it blind. There you go.
I'm sure 049 is a nice fellow.
He is. He's pretty nice.
I'm sure 049 is a nice fellow.
He is. He's quite cordial. You can have a good conversation with him. Just don't have the pestilence.
Ah. So, how's your day? Hey,
chilling.
Can you guys like let me out of here, or?
Just go.
Oh! Oh, I know you! Wait, where does this go? Oh! Well, anyways.
Why are you going back the way you came?
No. Oh shit. Hey guys. Ow. That wasn't nice. What is wrong with you? Look, man.
You should probably use the one you've got, and then you can pick up the other one. You're kind of limping.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So glad that they're so dumb.
I mean, they're zombies.
Elevator power control. Elevator location. Control area. Okay. So yeah, we flipped that, so that means that we can get back on the elevator on the other side. It's nice. I'm gonna open the door and let them into here. Then I'll go around.
You didn't go in the other room.
I don't need to. Oh, they're stuck. I mean...
It isn't. You check it out.
Let me deal with these guys first.
You could try and trap them inside there.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Can you go around the door, please? Yes, thank you. Oh, your friend isn't coming with you? Well, shit. Your friend doesn't like you. I can juke one guy. Yeah, come around the edge here. Or you could just stand there. I don't know, bro. Oh, I'd rather deal with one than two. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Right, I'm not going to check inside there.
Okay.
Don't worry about the zombie guys killing you as they take forever. That's nice. What the fuck? Dude, stop. No, I don't want you to help me. Please come faster. Please come faster. Please come faster. Please come faster. Please. Are you joking? Fucking Peanut. What the fuck, Peanut?
There is no escape from the Peanut.
What? What am I supposed to do? Why?
So close, too.
So close of escaping? Yeah.
049 on one side, Peanut on the other.
I don't. Yeah. Guys, let's react to some videos.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man? The jade ring? What even is that? What? I don't have any of the things that I'm supposed to have. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be here. Oh. I literally have the computer that I can use to get out, but I can't get to it. And I haven't unlocked any of the doors. Life's so good, man.
Peanut missed you. He saw that you were cheating on him with 049.
049 is the plague doctor dude, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
What was that?
He's just trying to cure you of the pestilence.
What does pestilence mean? Wait, give me 1 second, guys. A fatal epidemic disease, especially bubonic plague. Ah. Well, the thing that he does kind of turns you into a zombie, no?
No. He just kills you if he touches you. But once you're dead, then he starts fucking with you and sometimes he'll reanimate your corpse.
Well, he's a horrible doctor then.
No. He's a great doctor.
I don't believe you.
Sometimes he'll reanimate a corpse more than once. Because that's not good enough. Doesn't meet his standards.
Can we like not turn the SCP into like a action FPS game? I'd have a lot of fun mowing these people down. I don't think bullets would work on them, but I'd still have a lot of fun, you know?
049's actually a pretty good guy. Like, you can hang out with him, he'll talk science with you. It's only if you're sick that he'll, try and cure you.
He thinks everyone is sick.
Not everyone.
SCP Battle Royale, yes! Just throw me with like a bunch of guns into an arena filled with SCPs, that would be epic. We'll turn this into SCP Doom Eternal. Yo. Oh, there's a hole in one of the offices that can change your items to other items. You could get better keycards eventually. A hole? I kind of don't trust holes. In the wall?
Yeah.
I don't think there's good things.
You just kind of throw things in it and it throws things back.
That's even more sus. Like, where is it even coming from?
It's an SCP. Anyways. It doesn't.
Anyways, guys. The Hanged King. 30-minute video.
Yeah.
I haven't heard any reference to this just yet.
The Hanged King. The SCP universe often wears its Lovecraftian influences on its sleeve, filled with cosmic horrors indifferent to humanity.
Oh shit. My bad, guys. That was super loud for you guys, probably. Alright.
The Hanged King is referenced in Secret Files.
Secret Files? Oh, is that the... Oh, it's the multiplayer SCP game, right?
No. It's a more story-driven SCP game.
Oh, yeah. Secret Files was the one where you had like the song that was stuck in Kiwi's head, yeah? Was that your computer or something?
The Hanged King? No, we watched the Scarlet King last time.
Wait,
They're very different.
Oh, okay. For some reason, my audio just cut out there for a second. Did we not watch this already? I haven't seen it. I think we watched the Scarlet King.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my audio cut out. I couldn't hear what you said. All right.
Yeah, no, we watched the Scarlet King. We haven't watched the Hanged King.
I haven't heard any reference to the Hanged King just yet.
Very different SCP.
The Hanged King.
Right, audio should be good now.
The universe often wears its Lovecraftian influences on its sleeve.
Can I see it?
Filled with cosmic horror.
Oh.
You don't get to ride. Mom says that you're not allowed to.
Indifferent to humanity. Some of the references are perhaps more blatant than others, such as the Hanged King and its connection to the King in Yellow by Robert Chambers.
Oh, King in Yellow, yeah.
The Hanged King is another mysterious alien entity in a universe.
Wait, is it bad that when he says King in Yellow, I just think of the dating game Mark played? I'm like, oh yeah, I remember her.
I mean, it's just close enough.
Close enough. They're all both similarly kind of hot.
That already has its fair share, but that doesn't make it less interesting. The Hanged King is not as widespread across the SCP wiki as, say, the Scarlet King, as it's only featured in a few SCPs so far, so I'll go into as much detail as I can.
Yes, 30 minutes of details, in fact.
The Hanged King was first introduced in SCP-701, nearly 10 years ago at this point.
Oh.
701 is a Caroline-era revenge tragedy play titled The Hanged King's Tragedy, taking place across 5 acts. The first known publication of the play is dated 1640, with no known author, and no other information can be found about it. It was reprinted again by unknown individuals in 1733, 1790, 1813, 1965, and 1971, sometimes under different names, and sometimes it's been simply photocopied and passed around universities.
Well, that's kind of casual.
Performances of SCP-701 cause an outbreak of psychotic and suicidal behavior in both performers and observers, in addition to other strange events, roughly 36.78% of the time. The majority of performances do not result in
why is it such a specific number?
But SCP-701 is nonetheless believed to be responsible for at least 10,000 and likely many more deaths since its original publication.
Oh yeah, because in the dating game, she was all about like plays, right? Yeah.
Follows a consistent pattern.
My knowledge of the Cthulhu mythos is from a dating game.
It's just from Sucker for Love.
Yeah.
These deviations will be less like improvisations and more like the performers are collectively working off of a different script. No one will be aware that
I don't want to play that for Halloween.
The play has run that way since the start.
But yeah, chat recommended
either on opening night of the
Yomaware,
play or at whatever performance of the play will result in the greatest attendance. In the final scene of Act 1, a mysterious hooded individual will begin to appear on stage, usually in the background, and will sometimes seem to walk off stage, but will simply disappear before it goes backstage. None of the cast or crew will remark on the individual's presence. In Act 5 of the play, the event will culminate as the hooded individual is incorporated into the play. The cast will proceed to murder each other or commit suicide, sometimes with objects that have spontaneously appeared on stage, and rioting will break out in the audience.
That sounds like a cool stage play.
If any
I'd like to not be part of that, please.
Leave the theater, but continue to commit random acts of violence. If they survive for 24 hours, their personalities will return to normal, but many will be traumatized and some rendered comatose.
That's fair.
So, we have some sort of mimetic play that makes people suicidally violent. But to learn more about the Hanged King himself, let's look at a summary of
what if the Hanged King just like really likes plays?
The play seems to
but
be set
because of what he is,
century
it just makes people go mad, so every single time he's just kind of like a sad boy. I just wanted to watch.
After the death of a king, supposedly due to natural causes, and now his younger brother, who has married his brother's widow, is to be crowned.
What?
During the coronation, the drunk queen privately admits to some of her attendants that the king did not die in his sleep, but instead he was murdered by both herself and his brother. As a final show of disrespect, the deceased king was hanged from a tree like a common criminal. She also admits that a visiting minor noble is actually the son of the dead king, making him the rightful heir.
Whoa.
The son, Antonio, receives a visit from the ghost of the king, who confirms the queen's story.
Oh, well, that's just casually the ghost of the king's there. That's nice.
Drunken confession, and learns that 3 others heard it as well. A duke, the duke's daughter, and a priest. He proceeds to lock up the queen in a convent, claiming that she has gone mad, and begins to plan to deal with the 3 others. Meanwhile, Antonio begins to plot revenge against the current king and queen. The king has the duke killed and his corpse placed in a stew, and has the duke's daughter also locked up in a convent. Antonio heads to the convent.
Making him a stew is going overboard, man.
And plans to murder him using poison.
What better way to get rid of the evidence
Antonio
than to have
sees through the
people eat it?
plan and forces the queen to drink the poison.
Oh no! Don't say that before I go and eat breakfast, Cerby. What is wrong with you?
Poison instead, killing her. The king has received a powerful poison from the ambassador of Alagada, an unknown kingdom we'll discuss more later.
Human stew.
The stew he's made from the duke's corpse.
This was the beginning of the Sarkicism that happened here.
As the banquet begins, Antonio appears in the palace with a signed confession from the king's co-conspirator, providing details on the hanged king's murder and the cover-up, as well as proof on Antonio's lineage. The king is deposed, Antonio takes the throne, and all is well. This is the structure of the play as written, but when an SCP-701 event occurs, a number of deviations will appear in the performance. Most of the deviations revolve around the mysterious kingdom of Alagada, including nodding to the hooded individual as the ambassador of Alagada. More focus is put on the tribute that the king owes Alagada, and in the one transcript we have of an event, the actor playing the king is hanged and eviscerated on stage.
Whoa.
The actor playing Antonio then says, "With this, the tribute, in full it is paid. With this, fool's blood, it is the hanged king's."
Actually, Aeonix, on that note, I wonder if like the people who are part of the Sarkicism thing, when they eat vegetables, do you think they just eat vegans? Oh god. Anyways, just a thought.
The king's throat is then slit, followed by the rest of the cast hanging themselves from ropes, as one of them says, "With this, our blood, it is the hanged king's."
Yeah, he just wants to be part of the play.
Amongst the audience. SCP-701 is clearly inspired by the book The King in Yellow by Robert Chambers, which in turn inspired H.P. Lovecraft and August Derleth, leading to the current connection between the King in Yellow and the Great Old One, Hastur, within the Cthulhu mythos.
Oh, what was that, Flash?
The King in Yellow features multiple short stories connected by a mysterious play that drives a reader mad, particularly if they are artistic.
Sucker for Love, her name was Esther.
The play is a multi-act story involving a noble court in a faraway place, in this case an alien world, and the presence of a mysterious stranger visiting the court. At the climax of the play, during a masked ball, the stranger is told to remove his mask when he reveals that he is not wearing one. The book reveals very little of the actual text of the play, although other authors have attempted to recreate it, such as More Light by James Blish. In the original book, reading the play forces more of an obsessive madness over an individual than a violent rage, although later versions, such as in the Tatters of the King module for the Call of Cthulhu RPG, do feature something
Call of Cthulhu RPG?
one's effect.
Yeah, I've always wanted to play it, but I haven't been able to get the people to do so.
We're really not much closer to figuring out what the Hanged King actually is, other than a subject of a cursed play. We're gonna have to look a little deeper then, specifically at SCP-2264, an extra-dimensional city called, as you might have guessed, Alagata.
Oh.
The entrance to Alagata, or at least one of the entrances, is an iron door.
It's all coming together.
Beneath Martin Tower, part of the Tower of London. The only way to open this door is through an alchemical process, and it's believed that the door was created by Henry Percy, 9th Earl of Northumberland,
well, gee,
who was imprisoned in the Tower of London for many years due to suspicion that he knew about the gunpowder plot against King James I, but did nothing about it. He was also known as the Wizard Earl, partly due to his interest in scientific and alchemical experiments.
Imagine being known as the Wizard.
SCP-2264 states that his journal discusses the 4 alchemical stages of the magnum opus.
Yeah, Albedo.
Which an alchemist would create a philosopher's stone, capable of turning base metals into gold or silver.
And then we have our Greto-chan.
The Foundation has a Department of Alchemical Studies, and after following the process outlined in the journal, they were able to open the door. Anyone who passes through the door into the realm of Alagata will find all of their belongings missing, and their clothing replaced with an outfit similar to those worn at masquerade balls, specifically those associated with the Carnival of Venice. Agents have reported that the outfits feel somewhat organic, describing it as chitinous, and although the clothes can be removed while inside of Alagata, for some reason the masks cannot be. The most common inhabitants of Alagata are described as roughly humanoid, and typically wear the same style of outfits.
Well, maybe you can't remove the masks because, like, the king, his mask is also actually his face, maybe.
Constellations. Again, this is likely a reference to a stanza in the King in Yellow play, reading, "Strange is the night where black stars rise, and strange moons circle through the skies."
I can't imagine a star of that color.
Buildings seem to have been carved from a single seamless material, utilizing impossible architecture, and inhabitants routinely break the laws of gravity, such as by climbing upside-down staircases.
Stop! You violated the law!
Yellow and red are the only colors that are seen in Alagata, and the city is described as having the odor of dried flowers with a hint of mold, or something like the scent of old books.
What?
Additionally,
look, if you want to live like royalty, why would you leave the mold there?
The city is located on an island surrounded by a black ocean.
Like, clearly that's what they're going for with the color scheme, right?
Have trouble estimating time and space while inside of it.
Well, there's 3 girls in my city. Please get rid of that.
Control and attention to detail.
Thank you.
Apparently, it's easy for someone who enters to get addicted to the city, and most of those that do manage to make it out have trouble explaining what they experienced.
No, I'd rather pay. Thank you.
Hallucinogenics and lucid dreaming is sent in to properly examine the city. The other agents sent with him quickly succumb to the decadent pleasures that the city has to offer. But the doctor
I'm sorry, Onyx.
And soldiers on.
No free girls here.
He discovers that there is a universal translation of languages well within Alagata.
Oh.
As although the other agents hear everything in English, he hears in his native Spanish. Written words don't translate quite as easily, as it seems the native script of Alagata is quite alien, and there are some words that don't have an equivalent in human language. They also met with another foreign visitor and fellow scholar, the
Kiwi hates this place.
Who informed him that the city was called Alagata.
Literally just a bird.
Located on the border of Neverment.
Never meant.
Beaked mask and exquisite robes.
This place was never meant to be.
With black talons. The wandsman showed the doctor a scroll displaying a map of the multiverse, presented as layers.
How would you draw a map of that?
Which only served to give the doctor a migraine.
Exactly.
The Wandsman went on to explain the power structure of Aligata, saying to avoid the powerful entities at all costs. The Doctor, based on the descriptions, believes they could be quite dangerous reality benders. There are 4 masked lords that directly oversee Aligata. The Black Lord, wearer of the Anguished Mask. The White Lord, wearer of the Diligent Mask.
Yeah, Kiwi hates this
place. The Yellow Lord, wearer of the Odious Mask. And the Red Lord, wearer of the Mirthful Mask. I misread
that as odorous.
Odorous.
Terrible. Although
well, I mean, there is a slight hint of mold, so you never know.
Struggle some time ago, and was exiled to a dreadful dimensional backwater. This backwater.
Oh, you just hate it when you get exiled to dimensional backwaters, man. The Lord
is now contained by the Foundation as SCP.
This mask is in Containment Breach.
The Wandsman
oh my God!
To say that the 4 lords serve as advisors to the king of Aligata, and most visitors come to the city seeking a.
Well, what is it gonna do to me?
The Wandsman spoke very little of the king, and also suggested.
Are we even going to meet that mask? Because I Peanut, Radical Larry, and then the Doctor, just everybody.
Hoping to find the Wandsman again, searching the massive palace library for him.
Huh. Every single time I play SCP, I get fucking jump scared. God damn.
The ambassador will soon return.
Last time it was Peanut, now I got used to Peanut, and then it's
a terrible city filled
the
with
plague doctor. Yeah, Peanut.
Adatum was the Davite city-state that was overthrown by the first.
Peanut follows me into pocket dimensions.
Is generally regarded as a holy kingdom for them.
Yeah, it makes sense.
The Wandsman mentions
you called that earlier.
Said that the Grand Karcist of Adatum serves an elder being that could rival even the hanged king of Aligata, which would be Yaldabaoth. Changing the subject, the Wandsman describes himself as a scholar and walker of the astral plane, a sailor of the celestial sea, and a spelunker of the planar deep.
Spelunker.
He admits that there is something strange
Spelunker is such a funny word.
Aura, but he has encountered others with similar auras. He mentions the deathless merchants of London, driven by greed and black ambition.
That's not even an SCP, it's just people.
Also, there was a stranger in a strange land, smelling of fear, that looked as if they didn't know where they were, and vanished just as suddenly as they had appeared.
Like that one.
What is this?
This would be the Foundation's own Dimension Hopper, SCP-507. It seems also that other Sarkites made their way to.
I'm gonna assume that 507 is just like some guy who can randomly change dimensions.
At this point,
maybe he's not able to control it.
And the Wandsman suggests the Doctor flees immediately back home.
That would suck.
The O5 Council votes to send in a mobile task force, Psi-9 Abyss Gazers, in order to find the ambassador.
Oh, well, that's another mobile task force.
Threat they represented to humanity.
Abyss Gazers. I don't think they were in Overlord.
And 1 returned alive.
No.
We're given a transcript of an interview with the survivor, who was in critical condition.
I've heard that sending in many men and 1 or 2 returning is how it usually goes.
Words failing to do it justice. The MTF had no info about what their targets looked like or how to locate them, and so they began by finding the palace. The agents described their trek through the city as blurry, with everything following a sort of dream logic. The details were hard to focus on, even at the time, but they noted a number of individuals engaging in sexual pleasures, many of them being natives.
Ah, why not?
They said their skin was like porcelain, but the more you focused on them, the less human they seemed, some with too many limbs, and some with too few. One of the agents had to be pulled away from a native who was described as having curves in all the right places, making it easy to
But sir, she has curves in all the right places.
Don't mind the tentacles.
Shut up, Scepter 1-1. We don't have time for this. Oh god, you could tell that guy was a man of culture. But yeah, like the dreamlike state kind of feels like it's like an isekai world, right? But like written by an author who doesn't know like all the details about his world, so it's kind of hazy.
Yeah.
The tentacles. Wandering the labyrinthine palace, they spent most.
Hey Onyx, honestly, you should join the SCP Foundation and find out, man. If you're wondering how those tentacles would really be.
Most of their time descending stairs, and just as they thought they had reached the bottom, they were outside again, looking at the palace in the distance. The difference was that everything was dark now, drained of color in a hazy gray twilight. The streets were now empty.
They changed their color palette.
They re-entered the palace and began to hear whispers inside of their heads in a language they had never heard before.
That's not a good sign.
They then encountered the ambassador, an entity with no face, with what looked like a skin-tight outfit and high heels.
Oh.
This was actually its body.
Oh.
The agent says that it stood so damn proud, radiating
How dare you?
And even though the agent couldn't understand what it was saying, he could tell that it was narcissistic.
I don't know what you're saying, but you can tell.
You're a narcissist.
Breaking their bones and rupturing their organs.
Oh.
They screamed the entire time, begging for mercy, but no sound left their lips. It seems the ambassador sent back one survivor in order to send a message. The agent was taken to the throne of the hanged king, and I'll take the time to read what he saw verbatim. There I saw the king. It was anchored in place, hollowed bonds around its corpse-like hands and throat, its face hidden beneath a veil. Impish creatures crawled all over it, caressing its twitching body as if intending comfort, while others pulled the tethers even tighter. The king trembled and quivered, and I saw pale tendrils slither in and out of its tattered robes. I looked on as the veil was lifted. The agent stops to beg the interviewer to kill him because he can't live with what he's done, but the interviewer just asks him to say what he saw under the veil. The agent says, "A god-shaped hole. The barren desolation of a fallen and failed
That's my
creation.
favorite. A god-shaped hole.
You see the light of long dead stars."
How do you even begin to imagine what a god-shaped hole looks like? It's a hole that's in the shape of a god?
It contains everything, and yet it contains nothing, for it is a hole.
Well, I mean, when you stare at these kind of beings, right? Like, say, like Cthulhu, don't human beings just kind of die? Or like go mad?
They go mad. They go mad.
Yeah. Okay.
Which usually drives people to die in some way.
Yeah. It's like in Overlord, the dude saw something and then he just, exploded his own brains.
I mean, others in the Lovecraft mythos, like Nyarlathotep, just kind of enslaves you into a mindless army. But...
Oh, I remember her. She's the cat girl from the dating game.
Your existence is nothing but
She's pretty hot.
Of a dying god screams. The unseen
I mean, yeah, he is considered to be like he has multiple faces, and some of them are quite attractive.
Are you sure it's a coworker or not you, Onyx?
Noose. The agent's request for termination was denied, and his arms and legs had to be amputated due to damage.
Oh.
He's currently on life support, being interrogated and monitored due to his contact with the ambassador and the king.
I'd rather not be part of the Abyss Watchers, thank you.
A letter was found among Henry Percy's notes that was addressed to Christopher Marlowe.
Guy has a 5-head, literally.
It seems that Henry and Christopher had visited Alagata, and Christopher was influenced by the ambassador.
Wait, he was able to come back?
To write a cursed play about the Hanged King. SCP.
Oh, so it's all your fault.
Henry urges Christopher to burn the accursed play, but Christopher was murdered before the letter could be sent.
Okay, well,
We certainly have some more information now. The Hanged King is an entity that is apparently on the same level as Yaldabaoth and rules over an extra-dimensional city accessible by an unknown amount of other dimensions.
We need to see like a showdown between Yaldabaoth, the Hanged King, and the Mecha Knights.
And the active rulers of Algata are the ambassador
SCP,
and the
like,
four
these guys are all considered
lords.
the old gods or whatever.
The ambassador
The Scarlet
influences
King's one of them
artistic
too.
people into creating material about the
We should make a
King,
SCP fighting game.
spreading his influence, just like the King in Yellow.
That'd be fun.
To learn more about the Hanged King's backstory, we'll have to look to a tale titled "And So the Crows Laughed."
Kiwi hates that story.
There's no canon in the SCP universe. This tale presents a unique and interesting take on the creation.
For those of you who don't know, Kiwi has an irrational fear of birds, which is why I keep referencing. I just realized that the SCP viewers would have never met Kiwi.
Dragging the king out into the streets. They placed heavy rusted chains around him and covered him in rags, breaking his bones in the process. His followers and servants were butchered, the court jester beheaded as his mask lay broken on the ground.
Like, was that really necessary? Court jester did nothing.
Treasure by the raging mob, but the wiser men of the city, the scholars,
how dare he, honestly,
fled the kingdom instead, knowing what the things in the palace dungeon meant. They knew that the king did more than just torture out of corruption and indulgence, but he followed something much darker, something that shouldn't be remembered. The tomes and symbols reminded them of the ancient gods of the abyss, and it was clear to them that the king sacrificed not just his own soul, but the souls of those around him. A lion, once the king's pet, was now just a skeleton covered in carvings that they could not unsee, and the king's soldiers fell easily to the mob, because it was as if something had sucked the life out of them over the years. Meanwhile, the mob cheers in delight as the king is dragged through the streets on broken knees, mumbling unholy words through his broken jaw. The king is taken to a hill where an old tree stood so that they could hang him like a common criminal, nameless and forgotten. They cursed and spat at him, but no one would dare look in his eyes, trying to hide the unsettling feeling in their hearts and minds as the filthy king continues to mumble things that they did not want to hear.
Did nobody stop and think that this might be a bad idea?
Heavy chains still around his body. He spoke inhuman words that came from dark places, and then laughed until his final breath.
I'm glad that he was having fun.
And the people, not wishing to gaze upon the hanged king for a second more, fled the hill quickly, as it seemed as if his laughter still echoed. Crows eventually came to the hill, circling around the hanged king, laughing all the while. The people had intended to leave the king there until his body decayed, but the lifeless look of the king was so resentful and disgusting that everyone wanted to bury him beneath the earth. They buried him as shallow as they could, for no one wanted to stay long enough to dig a deeper hole. And they went back to their lives, hoping to forget what they had witnessed.
I just want to be done with it, yeah.
A homeless man reported hearing strange noises coming from the hill, and crows had gathered around the king's grave. He was dismissed as a madman.
Always listen to the homeless man. Homeless man is wise.
Coughing, bleeding, and trembling on the floor as if they were bound by heavy, rusted chains.
Uh-oh.
The river that flowed to the sea ran red, smelling of blood, and many
I'm
died.
sure it's nothing, guys.
Those that survived to the third day found themselves able to move again, but they were caught in a madness, slicing their own throats or ripping their faces off. Blood streamed out of houses, and all the animals except for the crows fled the city. The crows
except the crows.
The madness. The crows on the hilltop laughed as the hanged king rustled in his grave and climbed out, chains still around him, and the rope around his neck.
Oh my goodness.
He had
that was
bargained with the souls of
unexpected.
his people to avoid the path of death, and he made his way back to his palace.
Oh.
He made his way into his dungeon, where he stepped up to a throne covered in sharp, rusted spikes. The king sat on the throne, the spikes impaling his dead body and his soul. This was
what kind of spikes are those?
But he was there to
spikes that can impale your soul?
The palace began to shake, the city trembled, and the skeleton of the lion stood up and roared. The city turned inside out, along with everything inside of it, bending space and time. The city and its inhabitants were now in another place, transformed and remade into something twisted and inhuman. The dead jester, wearing his broken mask, approached the king with a silver cup filled with blood. He offered the cup to the king, speaking words that weren't quite his, saying, "With this, our blood, it is the Hanged King's." The king's hand was too weak to hold the cup, however, and it shattered on the floor. The crows laughed with their harsh voices and left the city as the dead stood up again, putting on masks to cover their ripped faces. The people began to cheer, parading through the city and starting a carnival, laughing as the king silently screamed. And so the city is ruled forever by the Hanged King, while the masked dead celebrate and parade until they rot. Those that had fled the city, the scholars and artists, did not find peace, however. They were haunted both in waking moments and in dreams, with whispers from the twisted city. They were given visions of the Hanged King's court and his cursed city.
I feel super bad for them.
In their mind.
They just wanted to learn, man.
And poems, composing songs or paintings of what they had seen. And those that would view them would come within the Hanged King's reach.
Okay, now I don't feel bad for them at all. Why would you do that?
The Hanged King was not a primordial entity of eldritch horror, but was instead just a king. We don't know where this kingdom was located, or whether it was our Earth or another version of Earth, but the king's dealings with some sort of dark gods eventually created the extra-dimensional city of Aligata. The tale doesn't really discuss the nature of the ambassador, but masks are clearly important, and it's possible that the jester is one of the four lords. Perhaps the ambassador plays a similar role to the modern take on the King in Yellow, a physical avatar of the great old one Hastur that can operate where Hastur cannot go. Alternatively, perhaps the Hanged King is indeed nothing more than a prisoner, and the ambassador is the only godlike power that rules Aligata. Perhaps the Hanged King ushered forth a god, leaving him as nothing more
as a
than
god-shaped hole.
Ultimately, we're again left with far more questions than answers, and although there are other tales that go into a bit further detail on Aligata and the Hanged King, I think it's best if I leave off here. The homages to the King in Yellow, Hastur, and Carcosa are all pretty clear in SCP-701, the Hanged King, and Aligata.
Oh yeah, I did watch that anime. It's another anime that turns. It's let's just say that it turns all of the eldritch horrors into cute anime girls, very much like the dating game.
Out of the shackled god.
And now I heard his voice rising, swelling, thundering through the flaring light, and as I fell, the radiance increasing, poured over me in waves of flame. Then I sank into the depths, and I heard the King in Yellow whispering to my soul, "It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. For it is I, Gundam, who is the living God." Why are all these people so chuny, man? Or maybe I'm making them chuny. I don't know.
A bit of both.
It's a mix of everything, really. Right, well, that was actually really cool. I do like the second interpretation of the story, where it makes out the Hanged King to be like a prisoner instead of an actual god.
This is part of the reason I really liked Exploring Series videos on the SCP stuff, because he goes into like talking about like Hastur and the Lovecraft connections and giving you some of the tales to like kind of build your own thoughts on what you think of the SCP. Because there is no canon, it is what you want it to be, right? Or how you like to interpret it.
Well, like
and
if the
more info, I guess.
If the original story was written exactly the way that he said so, then it was left with open-ended kind of plot points where people could probably branch off of, make their own interpretations of, which is, I think, a very good way of writing, especially if it's like a open source kind of deal.
Exactly.
Love that the Dimension Hopper just shows up at places. People are just like, yeah, we should write that down. Oh, some dude just showed up over there. Yeah, all right. Let's admit it, the SCP universe is somewhere we don't want to live in. True. I 100% agree. Would make for some interesting RPG set in exotic worlds. Hell yeah. Makes you wish bigger publishers, developers weren't so damn afraid of taking chances with original content. I mean...
Again, the Creative Commons makes it a double-edged sword, which is unfortunate.
Well, certainly, but isn't it possible for, like, developers to create their own quote-unquote SCP?
Yes, they can, but SCP has to remain in the creative content, which means what they can make off of it is like they can make money from the game, but they don't own the rights to that kind of stuff. It's all under Creative Commons.
Okay, I see. So the moment that you slap anything SCP on it, then you're kind of screwed.
Then you're in the Creative Commons, yeah.
All right. The Hain King definitely sounds like a Dark Souls boss. Yeah, actually, I wouldn't be surprised if he was. Yeah. The Dark Lord was exiled to a dreadful dimensional backwater. This dimension is, of course, ours. So other dimensions are talking shit now. Oh yeah, the backwaters, the booties. That dimension where the humans exist.
SCP universe wears its Lovecraft on its sleeve.
Cthulhu Gamer. He's part of the Lovecraft team, yo. I hope they win Worlds this season. Oh man. Wait, the Plague Doctor was described as his robes and masks being a part of him, like the clothes that the agents were given feeling organic. He could be a lord, which would explain his link to the mask. Oh my goodness, did I actually meet one of the lords in the lore? He tried to strangle me to death, but then Peanut got to me first.
No, all he had to do was touch you and you'd be dead.
Oh yeah. I was thinking this as well. I wasn't really like familiar exactly with the story of Hamlet. I do remember that it's kind of like a betrayal or some sort.
I don't know Shakespeare super well, so I don't really know Hamlet.
Yeah.
Never something I was into.
But I just know that it was like some sort of like king got betrayed, and then the person who was actually supposed to become king went on a revenge plot kind of story. So yeah, I guess it does sound very similar.
That it would take from
infamous
plays like that.
I'd say that it took inspiration from it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was cool. Let's see. This is probably going to be the last video that we react to today. And no more Containment Breach. Screw that.
Maybe next stream we'll hop into Unity for a break from that one.
Oh, thank God. Yeah. Also, oh yeah, we should definitely do for next stream The Flesh That Hates, since we've already got a Sarkicism in. And what's House of the Worm?
House of the Worm is fun. We can also throw in like 5,000, which is a fun. It's more of like a tale in the actual SCP article, which is fun.
Oh,
5,000 is a good one. I know someone in our comments mentioned 5,000 too. I quite enjoy it. So.
All right, cool. That'll be scheduled sometime soon. But yeah. This does it for this stream, guys. Thank you so much for being here. We will be doing this again tomorrow at the same time. Also, I believe today, well, I'll schedule it, but I'm fairly certain that we'll be playing the new Chills art game, Bathhouse. So if you guys are interested in seeing me and Kiwi scream our heads off at a Japanese horror game, then feel free to stop by.
Sounds like a blast.
For you guys, yeah. Until next time,
I said
guys.
beginning, I'm enjoying myself.
Till next time, guys. See you guys later.
Bye.